Well, if somebody asks you what is the worst performing big ETF this year, you've got the answer, my friends. It is the UGAZ, the UGAZ, which is a triple levered natural gas ETF. It is down more than 50%. Welcome to Trading Nation. I am Brian Sullivan, Bill Baruch with IITrader, Gina Sanchez with Chantico Global. I mean, listen, these double and triple levered ETFs, Bill, you're gambling. You're not investing, correct? I mean, in my opinion. I mean, if you're betting you're doubling and tripling down on a price move, you better darn sure be well. You know which way that commodity is going. Do you think the UGAZ has some value here, being 3 times levered to nat gas?
Well, first let's talk about the underlying commodity. I am bullish natural gas, and I think that the underlying commodity is going to touch $4 this year. It's had a lot of struggle. The weather, even in Chicago, I was playing golf in February, so that's unusual. So what we're going to see is a seasonal bottom coming the end of February, early March, and that's what the market is starting to play off of. I think in the underlying commodity, I'm looking at the May contract. There's some resistance at 327, 330 that we ran up against the trend line, and I think once it gets above there, we could see another 10% move. So I'm very bullish natural gas, but as well, we've had a lot of constructive fundamentals, and looking at some of the bottoming, as well as I mentioned in seasonality into February, but in the March and April contracts that we don't look at, we go right to the May. The May contract never made a new low compared to November when the March and the April did. So I think that was very constructive on a technical basis. But getting to the UGAZ, you know, I don't like these triple ETFs. Yeah, I'm a commodity guy, and I think that these things you need to be very, very careful with, because if you look at the prospectus on 90% of these triple and even double long ETFs, they do not recommend holding more than a day or two. So if you really want to be and you want to play natural gas, you don't want to look at that stuff. You want to look and use the underlying commodity. There's many ways to trade this, and heck, we're start becoming a net exporter in natural gas by the 2018. Exports in Mexico are up 35% since last year. So if you want to play that exporting, you look at the underlying future, go out to December 2018, and there's ways to do this much better than using that.
Yeah, if you're gonna own something like this, have your CNBC app with notifications on all the time, so if anything changes, you can get in or out. Gina Sanchez, any place for UGAZ for your clients or our viewers' portfolios?
Look, I totally agree. I think that these are very, very short-term portfolios. I mean, there are a few things that work against it. The leverage itself is already a challenge, meaning that you have to have a pretty strong conviction. And a lot of people were ticking the boxes, saying, yes, this is a very bullish story. It's stacking up to be a bullish story. And then all this warm weather hit, and wow, did we see a kill to anybody holding any kind of leveraged bet. The other problem is that leveraged ETFs like UGAZ reset daily, and that means that you can actually lose a lot more than even if the stock is or the underlying commodity is flat. So the challenge is that volatility is not your friend in these kinds of leveraged ETFs. In fact, it's your enemy. It can crush you, and that's one of the reasons why you cannot hold these long term. So in our opinion, these are for very, very short term moves, short term traders in a very short term high conviction trade. This is not a long term bet.
All right, pretty clear there, and some good advice, some sound advice to keep you safe. Gina and Bill, it's a pleasure. Thank you both very much. We'll see you again soon on Trading Nation. Folks, thank you. We'll see you again as well. Take care.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.